back perm wrap is what we're going to talk about next. It's where you have 2 rows of perm rods, and they're positioned with your hair on the bottom being rodded on the thickest, longest rod, and then you'll have some end pieces standing out on the top that are rodded separately but still sit on top of your bottom row. So you'll notice there's the full center row has already been done for you. And notice that we use short rods on the top, longer rods on the bottom. There's a number of ways it can be done when you're doing this. You want to think about that you could have a tighter, smaller rod on the scalp area and a larger rod on the next area. You could go up a color. And the reason would be this. When hair is really, really long, that weight pulls against that curl. And so even though it would be tighter at the scalp, the weight of the hair can pull it looser. So that if you had this one row bigger, one size bigger, it would still look even based on that theory. But you really have to just think about your client's hair. What did they need and what is it that they're after? So we've already got that done. I want to show you how it was accomplished. This is perm wrap is for really long hair. And the reason is that if we took this length and did an entire basic wrap with it where we rodded that hair from ends to scalp, our problem is going to be that the hair would be too thick on the rod for the solution to saturate it properly. So we created a way to get to all of it and still have a consistent curl. So you want to start about halfway down, loop it around, hold it nice and tight, and usually you're going to have to use your thumbs for that. Hanging on to that tail that's sticking out. And that's what's left. Going to go to our second rod. Again, you want to about halfway down, holding it with my fingers. And I've got pretty good tension right now just because I don't want to hair to come off of that rod too soon. So there's my ends. And what we do is go back to those ends. Now if the hair's cut really even, you could do that in a bookend, but because this hair is uneven, I'm going to do 2 papers. And I'm going to put this perm rod on top. And don't pull too much on that rod, because you don't want to lift your bottom rods off the scalp too much. But what did I actually do is keep these rods in place for you as well. You'll notice that there's not as much movement now that this one is sitting on top. It's actually assisting and holding them in place. So I'll do 2 more just to show you one more time. About halfway. Really need to have it medium tension, thumbs in place to hold that hair. And notice that you can see the band, the rod, the band, the rod, the band, the rod. I can always see that band. That tells me that I don't have that band out of position. If I can't see the band, chances are it's out of position. Don't want to have it forced down near the scalp area to create breakage. Section in the center. Nice and medium tension. And there's my 2 ends again. Comb them real gentle. I'm not pulling any at all. I'm using absolutely no tension there. I just want to make sure that that hair is still nice and smooth when it's put in place. catch all the hair inside the papers. Still being very gentle so that I'm not lifting those rods away. And down. Nice and tight. Occasionally you do this and someone has short hair in the top but long hair everywhere else. If they have like a fringe area and the hair is too short to do a piggyback on, then it's not necessary. You only do it where it's absolutely needed. So the reason we do it is because of length of hair. If you don't have the length of the hair there for it, then go ahead and do a basic there. You wouldn't need that second rod on top. You could do it all in one. Remember, the whole point and purpose is for saturation of the solution. So that's what you work with is what the client has when they come in. So you continue doing this through each section. You would, actually I would have started here first and then gone here because it's easier to add a little hair to the front if you needed to. So once you do your center, do your back section and then your front section on each side.